Today on CityCast Pittsburgh, hot girl summer is over, and now we've said goodbye to cozy boy fall. According to this show's producers, it's now time for Hibernation Hottie Winter. So get comfy. We've got the best local tips on how to make the most of your time inside. It's Wednesday, December 27th. I'm Megan Harris, and here's what Pittsburgh is talking about. I'm with producer Sophia Lo. How's your week been going so far?
Pretty good. I just flew back into town. I'm back from New Jersey, and I hauled a ton of local bagels in my suitcase that are going to live in my freezer now.
What's your favorite flavor?
Sun-dried tomato.
Okay.
Something that I haven't found anywhere else besides my local bagel shop. Well, my favorite local bagel shop, I should say. It's New Jersey, so there's like 3 in my town.
Do you have any hometown traditions that you always adhere to? Bagels aside, obviously that's number one.
Yeah, there's another food one. I love New Jersey's. Also, many in one town, pizza by the slice. And There's this one specific place I go to get penne vodka pizza, which is penne vodka on pizza. It is not as weird as it sounds. I feel like if you're from New Jersey, like my friend who's from North Jersey, his pizza place does tortellini on pizza. That's pushing it. I can't have a stuffed pasta on pizza, but I can have regular pasta on pizza.
We all have to have our boundaries, Sophia. I respect it. So what do you usually do in Pittsburgh this week? Because, I don't know. Sadly, we do not have a lot of pizza by the slice to offer you.
Yeah, unfortunately not. If anyone does have a favorite pizza by the slice place, please let me know.
DM us at CityCastPGH on Insta.
Yeah. So in terms of what I usually like to do here, last year I was still probably unpacking making my home all cozy. So
you're building traditions then.
Yes, I am preparing for my hibernation winter.
Okay, you are already a real Pittsburgher then. What's on the agenda?
So I know everyone likes to make cookies for the holiday season, which I also did as well. But I am going to prep and freeze a bunch of cookies so I can have an instant treat whenever I want when it gets cold. Yeah, and also you can head to pittsburgh.citycast.fm to see what some of my favorite cookie recipes are because I made a newsletter debut.
Yeah, they were in the Hey Pittsburgh newsletter. We'll make sure and link that in the show notes for Sophia's favorite cookie recipes.
Yeah, but I think for holiday cookies, one thing, if you're making a huge batch, it's always nice to make cookies that aren't super involved. But since I've got more time this week, I'll probably try some recipes that are slightly more complicated. Yes, I've made apple caramel cookies before, and I've made that apple caramel from apples that I've picked, so that feels super extra DIY.
I want it. Can you bring some to work next week?
Yeah, sure. And another caramel type cookie I've been keeping my eye on. This has been on my list for a while. I think this recipe's been out for at least a year, so I'm surprised I haven't hit it yet. But Eric Kim for the New York Times has this gochujang caramel cookie. So something a little sweet, little spicy. I think that'll be fun.
Sophia, if you ever want to bring cookies to the office, no one will fuss about that.
This is why I'm prepping, so it's easier for me to do that in the future.
We appreciate your sacrifice. Any other suggestions for this week, maybe on your agenda, even aspirationally?
Well, something else I want to do is hit up more bookstores in the area. I'm a frequent White Whale visitor, and I also love City of Asylum. I also want to check out Beyond Bedtime Books in Dormont. We actually passed this when we were going to the Hollywood. I don't know if you saw, but I stopped for a second to peek in the window.
Oh, yeah. They had a really cool little display down there on Potomac Avenue.
Yeah, and recently I also checked out Cozy Corner Bookstore in Shadyside. It really lives up to the name. You can also buy plants there.
Isn't there a bookstore cat?
Yes. I missed the bookstore cat, though, the first time I was there, so that's why I have to go again to try to pet the cat, who is also Employee of the Month. They have a little photo of the cat and everything. Very cute.
Nobody would ever usurp the cat. The cat would be Employee of the Month every month. So it sounds like your agenda is pretty stacked for now, mostly indoor activities. I know most of the rest of the team are like going biking and skiing and stuff outdoors. Does any of that sound intriguing to you, or are you totally committed to hibernation life?
Not biking, not skiing. I will try to take some walks. Mary Lee recommended that this is a good time to be in the Oakland area and wander around campus and just kind of check out the architecture there, since there are obviously a lot fewer students. Also, Oakland can head over to the library and pick out more books for my hibernation life.
Fair enough.
But definitely no biking for me. After hearing about Mary Lee falling in the river, no, I will not risk being that cold.
I don't want to be that cold either.
But yeah, as you mentioned, I have a semi-stacked week, but, can push things around if there are other things that sound really fun. Is there anything you'd recommend for someone new to the city, preferably indoors? Like, what should I hit my first few Pittsburgh winters?
Yeah, I mean, a few of my favorites are the gingerbread houses in the city county building. Let's see, the huge collection of life-size Santa Clauses from around the world. Those, I think, are like near the PPG Place Market Square area. They have moved them the last several years, but they're always down there. Of course, the European Christmas markets are right there too. And sometimes there are small discounts after the holiday, so just look out. You can find ice skating there and in other parts of the town. I really like Shenley Park for theirs. There's the Phipps Winter Flower Show that's going on through January 7th. And then there's a huge tree at the Point if you are into maybe a brisk walk. Actually, along with trees, the Carnegie trees at the Art Museum in Oakland are really, really beautiful, all done by volunteers. And these last two are just sort of wild cards. There are a few really great pinball places in Pittsburgh. And for a sport that doesn't really take any skill, I also recommend axe throwing. It's like bowling, easy fun, and then BYO, usually food and drink. It's very low stakes, and I don't care if I lose.
And what about for people who have been here for a little bit longer? Do you have any recommendations for them?
Yeah, I've been really into solo dates lately, or places where I can like take the kiddo and do a smidge less peopling, especially this time of year. For a long time now, I've made a game of checking out TripAdvisor's highest rated attractions for the city and like picking one or two that I haven't done before and feel seasonally appropriate, of course. It's a good week to let yourself be a tourist in your own town. I think even just driving around, renting a bike or riding, but just seeing familiar spaces at sort of an unfamiliar time of year, it can be really peaceful, at least for me.
Yeah, definitely for me. In a few years, that'll be in the car, not on the bicycle.
You can be both. It's fine. For anyone who has maybe some extra time to fill, I guess like us, any CityCast Pittsburgh episodes from this year that you would recommend?
I will personally be revisiting A New Way to Celebrate Queer Romance in Pittsburgh for book recommendations.
Which was the first time anybody would have heard our now executive producer, Mary Lee Williams.
Exactly. I'm really relying on her for recommendations, clearly, between this and Oakland.
We love a book club.
Yeah, and she runs that with Natalie DeLuba. And in terms of finding the best hibernation foods, for hibernation food to buy, I'll be checking out Pittsburgh's best mac and cheese.
Oh, we had so much fun with that one.
I'm jealous you all did that. Like,
we
right
can always update it, Sophia. Like, if you want to try this mac and cheese, let's do it.
Yeah. And in terms of hibernation food I might make for myself, I'll be checking out Brothmonger's tips for making the tastiest soup. And something that is not the right season at all. But I loved a definite ranking of Pittsburgh's pools. I don't think I've ever mentioned this, but I'm a huge fan of tier lists. I watched a 20-minute video on YouTube multiple times. This video ranks the villagers from Animal Crossing, specifically the New Horizons version, by edibility.
Wow, that's impressive. Yeah, if you missed that one, our guest, Jill Turner, did an amazing public service by ranking Pittsburgh's public pools and all these like different parameters and giving them scores and then, adjusting them based on feedback. It was so fun and like a really intense workload. Any New Year's resolutions for you? Like Pittsburgh bucket list items or, I don't know, personal growth?
New Year's resolutions, no, because it makes me sad if I can't do them. But Pittsburgh bucket list things, yes. I've heard super good things about the Carnegie Science Center's 21 plus nights, so I'd love to make it to one of those. I think, Megan, you were actually one of the people, multiple people have told me I should go to this. So I feel like it is definitely something I should hit. Have you been to one before?
It definitely fits into the brand of like finding a museum and just losing yourself in it, which is very cozy for this time of year. But yes, this one's great because you can play with all the things that are designed for children, but work for adults. And it's really, really fun. My favorite personally is the robot floor, where you can play basketball against the robot. And sometimes I win, but sometimes I do not.
Fun. Yeah, I haven't been there at all. So maybe I'll check it out on, a regular day and then also hit one of these 21 plus nights.
Well, Sophia, thank you so much. We hope you continue to enjoy your rest away from work. And I'll see you in 2024.
See you next year.
That's all for today here on CityCast Pittsburgh. And if you have anyone left on your list, maybe you're a little belated, please consider a membership to CityCast Pittsburgh. You can find more information at membership.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more suggestions for stuff to do around the city. Have a great day, everyone.
My friend got me back into Animal Crossing. So every hour I'm like, okay, I can like chop down a tree, and being on like a tropical island for a few minutes, like in the virtual world, is great.